Welcome to the Great Unknown, where we explore the timeless questions that have shaped human thought. Today, we begin our journey through 150 key concepts of philosophy. And there's no better place to start than with one of the most fundamental questions of all: what is knowledge? We often say, "I know the earth is round," or "I know that 2 + 2 = 4. But have you ever stopped to ask, how do you know that you know? At first glance, knowledge seems simple. It feels like certainty. But when philosophers examined it more closely, they found a puzzle much harder to solve. Knowledge equals justified plus true plus belief. In one classic formulation, knowledge is described as justified true belief. This idea, dating back to Plato, says that for you to truly know something, you must believe it must be true, and you must have good reasons, justifications, for believing it. For example, you believe the earth is roughly spheroid. You have justification. Centuries of scientific observations, photos from space, measurements from around the globe, and, assuming the earth really is that shape, your belief is true. But how can we be absolutely certain that what we believe is true? Most of us have never personally seen the earth from space. We trust experts, we rely on evidence, but our experience is always indirect. This is where philosophy becomes more than just definitions. It becomes a challenge. Because if knowledge depends on justification, and if justification depends on the information we receive, then knowledge at some level always involves a leap of trust. Believing something doesn't make it true. We can believe things passionately and still be wrong. Knowledge demands more than conviction. It demands a connection to reality, and reality doesn't bend to belief. This tension between what we believe and what is true lies at the heart of epistemology, the branch of philosophy dedicated to understanding knowledge itself. Philosophers like René Descartes went even further. They asked, what if everything we think we know is an illusion? What if we are dreaming? What if a powerful being deceives our senses? How can we ever be certain of anything? Descartes famously said, "I think, therefore I am." Even if everything else could be doubted, the very act of thinking proved his own existence. Understanding knowledge isn't just an academic exercise. It's about learning how we connect to the world, how we decide what to trust, how we distinguish illusion from reality. In a world overwhelmed by information, fake news, and constant noise, knowing how to think critically about knowledge is more important than ever. So, the next time you say, "I know," pause. Ask yourself, do I truly know, or do I simply believe? And what justifies my belief? Because philosophy doesn't just teach us what to think, it teaches us how to think. Thank you for joining me on this first step into the great unknown. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, and share your thoughts. What does knowledge mean to you? Let's keep the conversation alive.